Hi, everyone. I'm your professor, Joseph Komorowski. Welcome to Cal State San Marcos's Spring 2022 Critical Thinking. So this is Phil 110. I'm teaching two classes on campus, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So both classes are in your Cougar courses in one shell, but I have the classes separated. But like all your syllabus, all that kind of stuff is in the same shell. Anyways, on your first page of your Cougar courses for this class, if you scroll down a little bit, each class has a different course key for your Mindtap, and I'll go over that in a second. But anyways, I have everything set out all the way till week 17. And the purpose of this video, basically the bottom line of this video is like as if you were in the first day of class with me in person, how I review the syllabus and I go through everything. That's pretty much what I'm going to do here pretty fast, just to get you caught up so that the first 2 weeks that you're online, you'll kind of know what to do. And then I'll see everybody on February 8th. That's the first day of class in person. And for example, this video will work for both classes. For my 22196 class, I'm going to be seeing you in, what is it? Academic hall at 9 o'clock, room 308. And then for my 23059 class, I'll be seeing you in Arkstein's Hall 307 at 10:30. Okay. So again, this syllabus works for both classes. You just pay attention to what class you're in, but all the assignments are the same. Everything is the same except for the exact time that the assignments are due. Those are separated by class. So first thing you got to do when you hear this video, of course, and you've already got an announcement on this, is basically just scroll through, this first page. This is just a very brief snapshot of what I expect of you in the class. So it says, hey, by Thursday, January 27th, this is the, first week class, you got to do two things: a syllabus quiz and a getting to know you discussion forum. You have to do these or I'll drop you from the class due to non-attendance. Okay. Then I want you to go to the Cengage website and register for your Mindtap account. You will not be able to use just a hard copy book for this class. You literally have to get Mindtap or you cannot take the class. That's where all your homework's done in terms of critical thinking. Even though I have assignments in your Cougar courses like discussion forums and a few other assignments, all the rest are on Mindtap. So you got to get that. And you'll have an electronic book for the class inside Mindtap. For those of you that like hard copy, I think you can pay $20-something extra and they'll ship you a printed version of the book as well. Okay. You don't need that, but if you want it, you can have it. So we're going to cover 4 chapters in this Mindtap book. And yes, I start with chapter 2. Well, let me show you. I'll get to that in a second. So you got to complete the syllabus quiz and the getting to know you discussion forum first. Very first thing you do, you scroll all the way down and you will see my syllabus. Click it, download it, do whatever you gotta do, read it, and you're gonna have a quiz, 10-question quiz. You can take it 3 times. It's easy, okay? And then you got, where is it at? Then you can click into this week 1 to see the actual quiz, and then the getting to know you. Getting to know you is easy, and I'll post mine pretty quickly here. A few basic questions: how long you here? What's your major? I'm a movie nerd. I love watching movies and movie series, so I want to know, what do you think is cool? I had one student one time, he's like, I don't watch movies. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, yes sir. I think he needed to relax a little bit, but it's fine if you don't actively watch movies or movie series. Tell me what your favorite movie was in the past, or the class. Then you got to post a picture of your most perfect scenario to relax in. You don't have to include yourself in the picture, but you have to post a picture. You can't say, I don't know how to post a picture. Sorry, this is critical thinking. You got to figure that part out. It's pretty easy. You got to do all this by January 27th. And you have to do one last thing. You have to respond to at least one other student. Okay. Super easy assignments. I just want to know that you're in the class, paying attention, you're active. That's it. So once you're done with those first 2 assignments, getting a syllabus quiz, getting to know you in week 1. Then basically you can activate your Mindtap. Okay, so if you're in this class, click here. Super easy, brings you right to the website. It says, hey, enter in the course key. Well, what's my course key? Well, it's right here in front of you on that page. Like how easy I make that? Right there, okay? Each class is a different course key. Don't mix up different classes. Register for the class you're in, okay? And then all your assignments are set up on this website. I'll just click in. And it's 4 chapters, okay? You'll see how I structure this class, but as far as strict learning, I use a logic textbook, but the logic textbook can be used for logic and critical thinking. So I use specific chapters in logic that I would not use here. So here we go. We start with chapter 2, then chapter 1, then chapter 3, then chapter 14. I start with chapter 2 on purpose because it's easier for you to, once you understand this chapter, to get to chapter 1, which is slightly harder, okay? So we're going to start with language, meaning, definition. The way that you use words and terms and meaning makes a whole huge difference on what your arguments will look like. Critical thinking is all about your belief system and how you engage rationally with the world and with arguments and with other people. And we're trying to avoid, faulty reasoning, things like that. So I start you with the very basics, your language, how you use specific language versus vague or ambiguous language, things that we want to avoid, things like that. But anyways, when you register for Mindtap, you get the first 2 weeks for free. You'll see that in my syllabus. If you don't like the class or the Mindtap, they don't even charge you money. But if you know you're going to stay and just pay for the semester, and each assignment you'll have, like, for example, we start with 2.1. The actual reading of the assignment is right here. So there's pretty much the whole section. You read through it. Sometimes it has questions that you can engage with. And then, pretty much when you get to the part where they start saying exercise, you can pretty much stop. So that's your reading, right? Sorry, let me go back. Then once you do the reading, let me get out of here. Once you do the reading, then you have a practice set. You do not have to do these, but if you want to, the practice, it doesn't put a grade in Cougar courses. It may give you a grade in Mindtap, but it doesn't count. This is just pure practice where you can come in there and fail everything just to get a glimpse of what might be coming at you on your actual assignment. All your assignments in Mindtap are called Applia assignments, okay? These guys, you click on it, you have 3 attempts. It'll take the best attempt out of the 3, and it gives you the grade. So there's a lot of flexibility here. You have practice sets, you can choose to do them or not. Then you have your Applia assignment. And that's pretty much how it works for all of your assignments. I think every once in a while, you might not have a practice set, but most of them do. Some have multiple practice sets, okay? But all I expect of you in this class is to do your reading. And one other thing, I'll show it to you. And by the way, some of these have flashcards for review. Some of these, like chapter 1, if you scroll down, it has a whole section just on videos alone, which are from Hurley, who wrote the textbook, which are awesome. So that's kind of how Mindtap is set up. The chapter tests and the final exam, you only get 1 chance, okay? 1 chance. All of your Applia assignments, you get 3 chances. It takes the best score, okay? So that's pretty much it for that. Now, what I have, and this is why I was pausing for a second. So for example, in week 1, you have your getting to know you discussion, your syllabus quiz. You already know that. They're right here below. But then you have your first Applia assignment in Mindtap, okay? And all I'm doing here is telling you what it is. No problem. You go to your Mindtap, you'll see it. It's got the date set for you. But then you have a video. I do most of the videos.
Grammarly does more than catch errors. With Grammarly, you can find really good. No.
Jeez. So, and today we'll be covering the videos are me. I am instructing you how to work through section 2.1 and what to know, So what I expect of you in this class is to do a reading, don't speed read, just do a normal reading of each section, then watch my video, then take the practice assignments, and then do the Applia for the grade. That's it. So you don't have to watch my videos, but I strongly encourage you to do this. Now, come February 8th, you're just going to have me in the class. I'm going to be walking you through this anyways. However, for some of you that want more learning time outside of class, you have the videos. It's as if it's a whole lecture video, like I'm in class with you. Okay, so you have double the lecture, me in person and videos. So these are just to help you. And again, I'm going to be going through all of this in the class with you. But for the first 2 weeks, we won't see each other face to face. Okay, so really, I suggest looking at the videos. So for weeks 1 and 2, you got your assignments. Week 2, you have section 2.2, and then you have a video for it. Go to your Mindtap and do it. And then the first debate is on Bitcoin. So one of the things I do in this class is you're going to have chapters 2, 1, 3, and 14, and you're also going to have 6 discussion forums. And I stagger them through every other week. With this, we're going to watch a debate in class. Well, obviously, the second week, we won't be in class, so you'll have to watch it on your own. And then you answer questions in a discussion forum. The purpose of this is to get you engaged in critical thinking. You will literally look at a debate. You will look at 2 people on one side debating for something, and then you'll see 2 people on the other side debating against, and then you're going to have counter arguments. And what I'm going to ask you is, did you watch the whole debate? Who's your favorite debater for and why? Who's your favorite debater against and why? You may choose a side, but the purpose of this is even if you hold a position, I want you to know what the strongest possible counter argument towards your position is. For example, I believe in something called X. My counterpart believes in something called Y. Y definitely disagrees with me, and I definitely disagree with him. But I want to know, what do I think is Y's strongest argument against my position? What is it? And how can I resist that? This is the tension point I want you to experience throughout your time with me in critical thinking, not just what you believe, but how does somebody resist you? Do you know that tension point, and how can you counter it? It's not enough just to say, I believe this, and that's it. I don't want to hear anything else. I don't care what you say. I'm going to believe it anyways. You might say that's irrational. It's all right to hold a position, and it's all right to not be sure of it, but it's not all right to hold a position and not even know why you hold it, and to resist any possible counter arguments, not even want to hear anything. That's not doing critical thinking. Okay, so at least in this class, while I have you, we will spend some time looking at positions against our position, and we'll actually say, oh man, I never thought of that counter argument. That actually is very interesting. It makes me question my position, or that counter argument's weak, I still hold it. Either way, we're going to do this 6 times, 5 debates, and then 1 movie. The movie's called 12 Angry Men. It's a very famous movie about jurors that decide somebody for the murder trial, but really famous movie. So let me do this. Let me go back to this part right here. So on this first page, the introduction page, if you go on this first page, if you scroll down, I'll show you what I expect of you per week. Everything's due Tuesday, Thursday, because that's when I have you for the classes. I break down the weeks and the dates, scrolling all the way through. You can see exactly what's due. It's pretty easy. Oh, this is the wrong. Sorry. I had the right class up in the beginning, but then I had to log out and go back in. So let me do this, my courses. Going to the right class. There we go. So you know what's due of you. And weeks there's 1 week here. Give me a second. Week 9, campus closed, spring break. That's why we have 17 weeks in the spring and only 16 in the fall, is because 1 week we're off. Okay. So I don't give you any assignments. I used to give like optional movies. It's spring break. Nobody has any homework. That's the way I roll. How do you like that? And then we have Cesar Chavez holiday. Nothing on that day. So if you scroll all the way down, you can see different final exam times for the class, when my extra credits due, and then key dates. We have chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 test. We have a short paper, which I will take this off because it's just going to be a part of your discussion forums. So I'll edit this out, and then you have a final exam. But that's pretty much it. And let me just show you a couple more things. COVID, you have to upload your COVID proof of testing. And if not, you have to do your weekly testing. So sorry, 2 options: upload your vaccine records or do weekly testing. I don't care what you do, but as long as you're in compliance with Cal State San Marcos, you have to be. If you have any questions, call this number. Well, let's go back to the place where I show you my syllabus. Oh, before we get there. So how I break down this class is 30% of your grade is your homework, and 2 of those lowest grades I drop. Group work, we're going to do group work every time I see you in class, 15% of your grade. Discussion forums, 15%. All 3 of your chapter tests, 20%, and your final exam, 20%. So the biggest weight of the whole class is your homework, okay? And I designed that on purpose because that's what I work with you the most on in class with my videos, on and on. So there you go. And I highly suggest that you look at my syllabus right here, where I have even more details. For example, where is it at? Oh gosh, I got a bunch of stuff on my screen. Oh well, trying to enlarge this bad boy. Oh gosh, I just flipped it. Oh my gosh, let me get out of there. Let's do this. Let's go to this instead. Okay, so there's the 2 classes. I want everybody to email me, if you have any questions. My office hours, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 12:30 to 1:30 in the SBSB building on the 3rd floor. There's my office. If you want to do virtual office hours with me during that time, fine. If you can't make that time and you want to do another time, let me know. Like, we can do a Zoom meeting. But then I basically go over in the syllabus, why is critical thinking important? Because we use it every day. And some of the main questions, like, what's the difference between an assertion and an argument? Why is that important? And we're going to go through this big time in the class. How good is the argument you're advancing? What's the difference between a posteriori and a priori reasoning and arguments? That'd be like the scientific method versus pure philosophy, where we use mathematics and logic. What's the difference between inductive and deductive reasoning and arguments? How can we recognize a strong versus a weak one? And I love these quotes, especially from Clifford. It is wrong always, everywhere, and for anyone to believe anything upon insufficient evidence. So he has this famous paper, and he talks about the ethics of belief. And I mean, it is mind-blowing. When I get to class, I will tell you, there's a very famous band called 21 Pilots, and they take this kind of reasoning, and it's very interesting why they named their band that name, but I'll share that with you in class. But again, this is the text that you need for Mindtap. Go to that link and get it. It's about 57. Don't quote me. It could be a little less, a little more. You just want to get the minimal edition for the semester. For those of you that are taking multiple Cengage classes, you might want to buy a special edition where you get even a bigger discount, but you can talk to Cengage with that. And that's their number. When you do your Mindtap homework, do not hit I'm done, grade assignment out. Do not hit that unless you're literally done with all 3 of your attempts. For example, on the first attempt, you got a 70 and then you hit this, it will literally grade that and will not let you have another chance to take a second or third option. So only click this when you're very satisfied with all 3 attempts and you want the final score, okay? Some of you aren't going to listen to this video and you're going to email me and you're going to say, why I'm not allowed to take these other 2 attempts? and I'm going to simply cut and paste my syllabus and say, did you read this or listen to my video? So critical thinkers that pay attention do well. All right. And again, there's a breakdown of the class. And a lot of this stuff I'll go over in the class. I got a bunch of extra credit that I can go over with you. You got your student learning outcomes, your add and drop deadlines. Late work, I don't accept late work. If you want to talk to me, if you're doing sports or you're out of the town and all that, and you want me to adjust some dates for you, tell me beforehand, not afterhand, or not after the fact. Class attendance, I grade you on attendance. So if you miss 6, 7 classes, I'll drop you from the semester with an F, because you're basically administratively, you're missing more than 20% of the semester and I have to drop you. So really pay attention to this syllabus, really read it. If you have any questions, let me know, but I do grade on attendance. Academic honesty, don't cheat, don't plagiarize. And I'll go over that in class when I see you. Classroom behavior, you can drink if you want, like drinks, but no eating food or chewing ice because it disturbs learning. And I'll kind of share with you a disability that I have on that as well. Some of you are going to laugh, but we'll get to that. And again, at the very bottom, it breaks down what you had on the first page of your Cougar courses. It's all everything due in this semester. Okay. So I told you I start with chapter 2 first, then chapter 1 that breaks down the basic concepts of arguments. Then chapter 3, informal fallacies. These are really fun. I'm sure a lot of you have some of these fallacies lingering about in your mental life. We're going to get them out of your mental life, and so that you're aware of them. And some of them are pretty funny. But the purpose here is to think critically, rationally. And when we do that, we can communicate better with each other and we can navigate reality better. And then chapter 14, science is superstition. What is science, you know? And what is superstition? Really fun stuff. Like the crop circles. Has any of you ever heard about crop circles where you think aliens like this stuff? Can't wait till we get there and show you that. But this was a basic rundown of my class. And I've either convinced you to stay, or you're thinking to yourself, yeah, it's too much, or I'm not into this class, maybe I should drop. And that's totally fine. Everybody's on a different path. Me personally, I've been to school for 25 years. I just got my doctoral degree. I got my PhD in May at Claremont Graduate University. So I was a student for a long time. I worked in nuclear medicine. I was also an X-ray tech for 20 years. I got a bachelor's in management, a master's in philosophy of religion and ethics, and a PhD in philosophy. So I've been around the block. I've been a student for a long time. And I can say there's some semesters I had to take off. I had too much of my personal life going on. I had financial problems. All of that, I understand. So as well as being your professor, I'm like a life coach. You want advice? I'll give you the best shot I got in helping you navigate school in general, because I'm a battle-tested veteran, 25 years. So I'm with you. And that's it. If you have any questions, just let me know. But again, the first 2 weeks, everything's online. I will see you February 8th, Tuesday, in your classrooms. And the very first week, like I said, just do a syllabus quiz, getting to know you. Super easy. It'll take you a maximum of a half an hour. Register for your Mindtap, do the reading video, your first assignment, done. Second week, you have one assignment in Mindtap, and then you have a discussion forum, debate. And these debates that I picked, they're fun. They're not boring. I promise you, you're going to be like, wow, if you haven't heard of some of the content in these debates. I do this because I want it to be exciting at the same time that you're practicing your critical thinking, okay? And when you do this over and over and over, by the end of the class, you're going to come out a better critical thinker than you were in the beginning, okay? And that's about it. If you have any questions, once again, my name's Joseph. You know where my office is. Email me. Good luck. Very excited to have you all in the class. And that's it. We'll talk soon.